Hi guys, so welcome back to another lesson. Now this lesson is a really exciting and a really interesting one, right? One of my favourite tactics for growing OnlyFans accounts, completely free to do, and with quite a quick turnaround as well. All right, so this, guys, is a lesson on the mother-slave growth method. Now, potentially, I don't know, maybe mother-slave is the word you guys have heard before. I don't know. When maybe related to e-commerce or related to OnlyFans, I don't know. But mother-slave growth method on Instagram is really effective. Can I just confirm you can all hear me okay, and you can all see that Google document that says mother-slave growth method on my screen? You can all see that Google document, all right? Everyone can see that? Great stuff. Cool. So, the mother-slave growth method. First of all, what is it? Some of you guys may have heard of it, some of you guys may have not. So the general premise of this, right, is you're going to have one main Instagram. So one main Instagram at the top, which is obviously your main one. And then you're going to have loads of little slave accounts that are all feeding into that top account, all right? So think of it a little bit like a pyramid, okay? So you've got the mother account at the top. That's how we refer to it in this. Then you've got all the slave accounts below, just firing up into the mother one, all right? That is a really effective method. Now, the reason that works so well, and the beauty of this method, is that it keeps the main account safe, right? You guys know, and you guys have experienced with Instagram, a couple of things, okay? Accounts can get restricted very easily. Accounts can get banned very easily, especially with it being OnlyFans related content. So you want to keep your main Instagram account pretty safe. If your main account gets banned, it's going to be bad news, right? But which is why aggressive promotion, shoutouts and stuff doesn't really work that well just on one account. So you want to have a load of slave accounts that are pushing traffic towards the main account, but the main account is completely safe, all right? So on that main account, you're only going to be promoting your model. You're not going to be doing shoutouts on the main account. There's much less risk there. And, you're going to be just kind of posting, reasonably, not necessarily PG, but, nothing too explicit on that main account. You're not going to do any outreach on the main account. You're not going to send any message on the main account. You're going to keep that safe, right? That is going to be your mothership account, all right? The slave accounts you can go fucking mad on because it doesn't even matter. So aggressive promotion, shout-outs and shout-outs. Posting risque content, really kind of, really bringing people in and obviously just feeding them to that one mothership account, right? Does that make sense, everyone, the general premise of why that kind of works, right? So, in terms of keeping that main account safe, I'm going to kind of go through how you can successfully use the mother-slave method to not only gain following, but most importantly, gain fans for your model's OnlyFans, right? Now, the first step is going to be to decide which account you want to be the mother of your slave accounts. Now, usually, 99.9% of the time, this is going to be the model's current Instagram or the current OnlyFans Instagram she has, right? You want the mother account to be a little bit more established, some real following already, maybe a bit of engagement. That's always ideal. And you're just going to set the bio up on that account as you usually would. We went over this in an earlier lesson. Just make sure it's appealing to subscribers, etc. Have your little link tree, all my links, whatever you guys want to use. And have that there as your mother account, okay? Now, you've got that there, that's secure. Don't post on it for sure. Nothing too explicit. No shout-outs for shout-outs, no spam messaging asking for shout-outs, none of that, all right? You're going to keep that account really safe. This is the whole point of doing this, right? Now, if you're using the strategy, as it says there, you literally, you don't want to be doing SFS on it because it can look very spammy, right? If you're following the model on OnlyFans, likelihood is you fancy that model, you speak to her in the DMs on OnlyFans, you're building up, in your eyes, a little bit of a relationship with that model. The last thing you want is for just loads of other girls to be plastered all over the feed on OnlyFans, on Instagram, on Twitter, every single day. It just isn't really a good kind of show for your model. So what you are going to want to do, okay, you've got your mothership account, you are now going to want to start setting up slave accounts. Now, I won't lie, guys, this is pretty time consuming. You can have it across multiple phones, whatever. You can do this on as big or as small a scale as you want. Maybe you want to have 3 slave accounts, maybe you want to have fucking 50, all right? So you're going to want to start setting up your slave accounts. Now, I really like the idea of having the names a similar format to the main account, right? So you're going to want to try and use a similar sounding name. For example, if your model is called, let's just say she's called Model. So you've got Model and the mother account is called Model. Model Priv, Model Privy, new model, private, whatever, right? You want to make out like these little sub-accounts are just sub-accounts of her, right? Not slave accounts, not just being run up as like little bots that are going to go out and bring people in. You know, you want them to be kind of accounts in their own right. Maybe people will view them as private accounts. Maybe people will view them as spam accounts. You know, use the word spam, model spam account, whatever. All right. Now, when you're making these slave accounts, you're going to want to have a really, really similar format to the main account. Okay. So that name is crucial because it's going to build up in people's heads. If they keep seeing this specific model name and then they see the main account, they're more likely to follow it, right? So make sure that the name is similar. Don't be calling it like Lucy and then one's called Emily and then one's called Philip. I don't fucking know, whatever. Do not do that. So the difference with these little slave accounts is going to be the bio. That's going to be the main difference here. So on the bio, you're going to want to have go follow at mother account. Okay, so the main account for exclusive content or for to see more. Go follow at mother account to see more. You're going to really, really want to kind of entice them in with the not necessarily the promise, but the kind of the potential thought-provoking idea. There may be some extra content on there, right? We're going to get to why that is important in a moment. Okay, so on these slave accounts, have an @ to the mother account on there. Go and look at this for some extra content. Go at mother account for behind the scenes, whatever you guys want to do, right? Now, in terms of a URL link, this is debated. Okay, now in the OnlyFans community, it's debated whether you want to have the OnlyFans link on the slave accounts or not. Now, I do, and a couple of other people who are kind of at our level in the industry do as well, because we just think, look, at the end of the day, most likely they're going to go and follow the main account and then subscribe to OnlyFans over time, but there's going to be the odd one or two who are just going to see this, think, fuck it, it's $5, it's $10, it's $15, I'm just going to go and subscribe straight away. So we would definitely recommend having the OnlyFans link on that account, right? Now, the reason that is kind of debated is because obviously you want to be pushing the traffic to the mother account, because that mother account is going to be the one where people get converted over time. Okay, so if they're looking at stories every day of the model or posts every day of the model, but we do definitely think put the URL link in every single account. And in terms of what that link is, it's the exact same link you've got on the main mother one. All right, so all my links or whatever you guys use, Linktree. Okay, that making sense to everyone so far? Yeah.
Should you buy followers for the mother for the slave account?
Yeah. Good question, George. We'll get to that in a sec. But in terms of followers, now it depends where your model's at, right? This is what I always say. Now, for these little slave accounts, I recommend buying only about 300 to 400 just to kick them off. I mean, it'll cost you pennies. 300 to 400 just to kind of kick it off, just to make it look like it's not a brand new account. On the mother slave account, hopefully there should already be some organic following on there. If you want to stick 1 or 2K on, do it, but don't go over the top. Don't start sticking 100K on it or even 10K if the model's not very well known, because it's going to look fucking stupid. You want to, in terms of following, have the slave account with a couple hundred followers on. The whole point of this, bro, is to gain more followers. All right, so you're going to gain more followers anyway, but definitely have an initial starting out, so it doesn't look too. It doesn't look like just a scam account. No, make sense?
Surely the slave accounts, like if you're going to be like posting content on the slave accounts, when they end up getting more followers than the actual main account.
No, not at all. So you're obviously going to be posting on the main account, and you're going to be posting more, but the level of content in terms of explicitity, you want to keep ever so slightly less than on the slave account, right? So do mainly, tight dresses, bikinis, bit of laundry, but nothing like way over the top. Because otherwise, what you want to view this, Evan, as I'm going to get why this works in a moment, because of one very, very specific little thing, and that is going to be your mother slave account you're going to want to keep as private. So that is going to be something really, really key, all right? So all these little slave accounts are obviously public accounts. They can see the content. I'm going to get into specifics of what they need on them, but your mother slave account is going to be private, which is why I keep kind of drilling into you guys. You're going to want to be suggestive that there's going to be some exclusives, some extra content that is going to make them click the request to follow on the mother account. Let's say you accept that a few hours after, they now follow you, okay? And they are going to be bombarded when they see your stories, when they see your posts, etc., etc., etc. They're not going to be there deep in it looking like, oh, this content's slightly different to this account. It doesn't happen, mate, all right? So you're going to want to have your mother slave account as private, okay? Now, that is something that works really, really well, because if you're constantly saying, at this for behind the scenes or at this for exclusive content, people are going to follow it because they're going to think it's just behind a private wall, all right? Make sense?
Yeah. Would you be able to send me, like, examples of some girls that
I'll ping some examples into the chat after, yeah, for sure. One of my, as I said, Bella Olivia is coming over in a bit. She's one of our friends. She's massive in OF, and she's literally got like 5, 6 really, really solid. They've got like 20K followers each, and then her main one I think's got like 50, 60. So yeah, works really, really well, Evan. All right, cool. So obviously, we're going to get into more of the kind of the specifics in a moment. So, in terms of when posting on the actual slave account, all the content that you actually post on these slave accounts is going to be mostly taken from the mother account and just re-uploaded. Try and do it in a different order per slave account; just looks a little bit better. You guys play around with it, see what works. But when you're posting on these slave accounts, in the actual caption, okay, you're going to want to tag the mother account again. So follow at mother account to see more, follow at mother account to see behind the scenes, follow at mother account to see the aftermath, whatever. All right, that is key. Again, you're continuously pushing back to this mother account, and that's going to be the account that has the big following, and that is going to be where you can start doing big time SFS with other girls, stuff like that. Okay, so follow the mother account to see more along those lines. All right, now kind of suggesting following the mother account is going to give you access to exclusive content. That is so key, because they're going to see the account's private, this current account's public. Oh, there must be a reason for that. Boom, I click follow, all right? The model's following grows, they start subscribing to the OF. Now, you can go with the options, as I say here, setting the main account to kind of look private. It does look more exclusive. So we definitely say try the mother account as private, make it a bit more exclusive. It's a really, really nice vibe. People like feeling like they're part of a special little club, whatever, all right? It works really, really well. Now, when your model is creating TikTok content as well, you're going to want to download these videos using Snaptic and re-upload these reels to every single account. So bear in mind, let's say you've got 5 slave accounts and the main account. Model makes a TikTok, reel. Do you know how much reach you're going to end up getting on these accounts? Just literally, you're going to be everywhere, right? This is why there's the slave account method. Rather than just having one chance with your reel to go viral, you've now got the chance of 5 other slave accounts having it go viral, and then people just feeding through to the main account, all right? Does that make sense? Yeah. So, in terms of these specifics, now, you are going to want to have a daily story post on each of these slave accounts. Obviously, you're going to want to be posting your model a lot more on the mother account, but we're mainly in the slave accounts at this point. So you mainly, you want to be doing a daily story post. Now, when you do this daily story post, another little sneak trick, you're going to want to save it to a little highlight reel that says OF on it, maybe like a little peach emoji or whatever, or like a wet emoji. OF, and that is going to show people instantly that use the account, you are an OF creator. They don't have to waste time looking at what the link means, guessing in the font. Boom, straight away, OF. They know you're an OnlyFans creator, okay? And that is going to, filter out the time wasters. If they don't follow you back, clearly they're not interested in OnlyFans, move on, fine. If they do follow you back, and obviously they follow the mother account, they know it's OnlyFans, there's a reason they're following, and that reason is going to be because they are going to subscribe over time, or they're going to subscribe right now, okay? So that is going to be another little kind of hint thing you can do on Instagram. Just put OF, obviously, guys, do not put OnlyFans, we've gone through this about a million times. Put OF on a little highlight reel, straight away they're going to know that that's what the vibe is, all right? Now, in terms of kind of who to follow, now, this is going to be, it's pretty broad. I'm going to talk about this for a little while, actually, because it's quite important that you guys don't get too hung up on this, right? Now, when you guys are obviously kind of just going down these lists of followers, you're gonna naturally filter it. You're only going to want to use your follows on people you think are going to follow back. Now, a common mistake, a really, really common mistake that a lot of people make is that when they see like an account with no profile picture, no followers, right, that's following these models, they're not going to follow them. They're going to think, oh, it's not a real account. But, and this is a huge but, those accounts are often the ones that are most likely to subscribe. Those accounts are people that have wives, they have girlfriends, maybe they're embarrassed. Now, they use these little accounts that they've made alongside their main account to consume their adult content. So why the hell wouldn't you follow them? If you see one that's like a load of random numbers and it's got 0 followers, 0 posts, it's following an OnlyFans model, maybe it's following 100 OnlyFans, that's your ideal clientele. They don't need to look like real people. Let's be honest, each of us as individuals, right? Let's say you don't do any OnlyFans management, you're not in this group, whatever. Let's say you are, you want to start following some OnlyFans girls. Are you going to do it on your personal Instagram where your family follow you, your friends follow you, your fucking girlfriend, wife, whatever follows you? No, you're not. So when you're filtering, don't filter unless you can see it's a woman and your model's obviously a woman. It's not going to work. Don't filter it at all. Go for the, follow these little accounts that look dead. Maybe they just follow OnlyFans girls. Maybe they've barely got any followers, whatever. Because these accounts are the ones which are going to be the best subscribers and the most likely subscribers because they're doing it on the sly. All right? If you've got a wife and, you're looking to start OnlyFans or a girlfriend or you're embarrassed, you're not going to do any personal. You don't want to get caught out like that, okay? So these accounts, when you're filtering it, don't be filtering ones that look like bots because 99% of the time they're not bots, right? So it's just going to be the accounts that they use when they want to consume adult content, right? So do not filter it too much is a really, really key point that, I think a lot of you guys may have got wrong. Just don't. Because you'll find that some of your best subscribers and some of the biggest hit rates you're going to actually get are going to literally be from accounts that look like fake accounts, right? Cool. Obviously, look, if it's a woman and your model's a woman, likelihood of them, just don't bother. But yeah, also, once again, and I've said this so many times, you guys, just make sure you're not responding to any messages you're getting through this. You know, people may try and message the bot accounts, literally don't respond. As I say all the time, it just completely kills the vibe. You want these guys to know they can only contact you on OnlyFans. You know, there's a reason that your model's on OnlyFans. She's not on fucking Instagram DMs.com. She's not on Snapchat.com. She's not on GiveMeANumber.com. She's on OnlyFans.com, all right? So the only way they can speak to her is on OnlyFans. Because as soon as you reply on the DM, even if you guys have got your best intentions, you're trying to convert them, you're going to try and use your sales tactics, whatever. Oh, come follow me, do this, do this. It's not going to work. So as soon as they get a response out of you in a DM, they know they can get that again, and they ain't going to subscribe, all right? It completely kills the power balance. So whatever you do, don't be replying to anyone that's messaging these accounts, as you would normally not reply to anyone messaging your accounts, full stop. So in terms of kind of prior to starting, we recommend, now the number that we've tested now, we've done 2 tests. So we've done it with 12 posts, we've done it with 24 posts, and the difference is about an 80% difference in follow rate. So if you want to have 24 posts on these little slave accounts before you start, if you do them all on the same day, it's not an issue. It really doesn't really matter. But just that, for some reason, that kind of number of 24, I don't know why. I think it's probably because of how it looks. Obviously, it's a multiple of 3 in the Instagram grid. It looks a lot more. If you only have, let's say you only have 9, it doesn't look like a full grid. If you only have 12, it once again doesn't look like a full grid. It's a very small swipe away. But if you've got 24, it's one extra swipe to get the way down, and it's going to look more like a legitimate account. So they're more likely to follow you back. So make sure you have 24 posts on these little slave accounts before you get going. All right, that is something which is key. And we have seen a huge difference because we've tested this many times, all right? Now, so just to kind of recap, guys, obviously, you've made your slave accounts, you've set them up in the way we've told you to, you are following you're following accounts that potentially don't even look like real accounts, but they are. You are kind of filtering it really nicely. You're not responding to any messages, and obviously, kind of prior to getting started, you've done 24 posts, you've set those posts up in a way that it's like follow at mother account from behind the scenes. To begin, you are going to want to do, and this is now getting into specifics, so please make sure you follow this or you'll end up just getting yourself banned straight away, right? Because obviously these are all fresh accounts. So begin by doing 12 actions per day. When I say actions, I mean follows, okay? So 10 follows the first day. Second day, increase this by a further 10 follows. So on the second day, do 20 follows. Third day, 30 follows. Fourth day, 40 follows, and so on and so forth until you get to 180, right? So until you're essentially 18 days in. So don't go past that, because we found 200 to be a cap, but we do 180 to just be safe, right? Bear in mind, if you're spam following, you're not going to get banned. It's very unlikely you get banned. As some of you guys have seen in the past, you'll just get restricted. And restricted essentially means obviously you can't follow someone for a week or so. So 10 actions a day. And just do it, just keep increasing it by 10 every single day until you hit 180. Don't go over 180. And just make sure you're counting this as you do it as well, all right? Now, in terms of kind of how you kind of finish the rest, so every 3 days you need to spend a day unfollowing, okay? So let's say you do 3 days of following. You can obviously do your following on the 4th day. We say just do 1 day of unfollowing because it takes, one, it's quite time consuming, and secondly, it helps you keep a really, really good track of kind of what's going on with things. In terms of what you want to be doing on that unfollowing day, you've got 2 options, right? Now it's going to be completely up to you guys. I'm not, you have to make your own decisions with a few elements of this. So you can either mass unfollow, and the issue with mass unfollowing is that you'll get an account restriction. Usually, if you unfollow any more than 60 to 70, you'll get an account restriction. If you block them, you get a far more lenient amount, okay? So if you're blocking them, and by the way, this is only people that haven't followed you back. So if they've not followed you back, within 3 days, they're useless to you anyway, all right? Because A, they've either followed the mother account straight off the bat and not bothered with your one, or B, they're just not interested, all right? So just block them. If they followed you back, don't block them, keep them, okay? Make sense? Cool. So you could either mass unfollow, which is going to result in you getting an account restriction, or you can just mass block. Now, obviously, blocking takes a hell of a lot longer. It's a few more clicks, etc., but they are a lot more lenient, so you can block more people than you unfollow. So, look, if you want to run up like 100 blocks, definitely block instead of unfollowing, because you will get an account restriction for that, okay? But, it's completely up to you guys. If you just want to do a quick, maybe 30, 40 with unfollowing, do it. I'm not going to stop you. So, the great part of this is that, you can start cross-promoting models on these slave accounts. Like, let's say you've got 5 slave accounts and 5 models. That's 25 accounts. Okay, let's say that each of those accounts gets 4,000 followers each. Suddenly, you've got an audience of 100,000 people that are active in the OnlyFans community. They subscribe to models. The slave accounts, they subscribe to models. The guys that follow these probably subscribe to your model's OnlyFans. You can now start cross-promoting models, okay? So if you've got a slave account, one model slave account, do a shout-out for shout-out, do a collab, do a giveaway on some of the slave accounts. So 15% off if you follow today, 15% off OnlyFans if you do this. You can use these little accounts to really, really increase your promo levels. And the thing is, by having these multiple accounts, it's just the reach you get is crazy. I mean, even if you're posting 5 reels a day on across all of your accounts with the model slave method from TikTok, your reach will be absolutely tremendous. You know, you can get yourselves pretty easily to a point where you've got an audience of 100,000 active OnlyFans subscribers that are following you and interacting with you. And from there, you're in a really, really good position, not just for your model. Don't get me wrong, your model will have loads and loads of subscribers at that point. Brilliant, you're making loads of money. But when you take on a new model, suddenly, take one of the slave accounts, change the name, change the profile picture, redo the posts. The audience is still there. They don't know that the account's been switched out. Suddenly, you've now got a load of slave accounts for your new model, all right? And that new model is something new for them. They're subscribed to the other model, so, change it out. Now they're going to subscribe to this new one. Switch it again in 30 days. As soon as you've got them following, it's curtains, all right? And you can literally utilize this across all of your different models. We switch slave accounts out all the time. We've got slave accounts out better than others. It's really just a scenario of, by building that audience, you've got that audience for a very, very long time. So that's definitely kind of a massive, massive benefit of this method. All right, guys. And I've gone through quite a lot there in a short period of time. So if anyone got any questions, feel free. I'll open the floor. If anyone's got any questions with regards to Mother Slave, feel free.
You know what you said about the 10 actions, right? So you do like 10 follows, all that sort of stuff, and you mentioned the 24 posts. If you do the 10 follows a day, right, and it's a new account, should you wait to do the 24 posts, or should you spread the 24 posts out, if you know what I'm saying?
Cool. It's really up to you now. You can just go straight ahead and do the 24 posts straight away. There's nothing really stopping you. Obviously, maybe give it like 10 minutes between each post so it doesn't look stupid, but just do it straight away. Get your wall set up. To be fair, you don't even really need to bother buying likes nowadays, because Instagram's got the feature where it just is liked by something and others. So as long as you can like it and one of your pals can like it, it's not going to look ridiculous. And just by having that 24 posts, it just makes your grid look really, really nice and full. Because, when you get followed by these accounts, these guys that subscribe to OnlyFans, they're not like in depth looking at every post. Oh, he posted this an hour after this one. It must be a slave account. Like, no, they're not. They're just going to have a quick glance at the thing. Oh, I'm going to follow the main account. Oh, it's private, exclusive content. Oh, that sounds great. Follow. You don't need to deep it too much, but obviously on every caption follow at Mother Slave account for exclusive content, whatever. That's going to be what will set you aside. By having that Mother Slave account as private, it just really kind of creates a sense of intrigue, which works very, very well indeed. Good stuff. Any more questions with what I've just gone through? Feel free to shout out.
Sorry, after you post the 24 reels, pictures, whatever, after that, do you just stop and just sort of save all the rest of the content for the main?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make it, once again, right, so long as you've got that 24, it doesn't make a huge amount of difference. I'd say definitely maybe do like 3 new posts a week. So obviously give you another line of recent posts, but it's really not that important. So long as you posted a story a day, add into the OF highlight, they can see your OnlyFans creator, your links plastered everywhere, links in the bio, you've got the link to the main account, which is private. It doesn't really matter, to be fair, Brian. But you do need that minimum of 24, or it just looks too fake. Evan, I think you had one, mate. Just while I was answering Brian's.
Yeah, I was just saying. So, what's the best method to find these people that want to subscribe to the OnlyFans?
What did you say? Sorry.
The way you use the what's called the slave accounts. Use that to find the people who want to subscribe to loads of OnlyFans accounts. Yeah. So how do you find those people? What accounts do you go on?
Cool. Yeah. I should have gone into that in slightly more detail. So you are going to want to find, now the best method is basically, if you, let's say you've got a blonde model let's say you've got a blonde model, English, I don't know, you're going to want to go and find another blonde model that is English, and you're going to want to follow people that not that she follows, I must state, people that follow her. So this other model's followers with an R, all right? So you're going to want to find her, go through her followers, because anyone that follows her is clearly interested in blonde, good-looking models from the UK and OnlyFans, right? So that's pretty much your target market. If you have got a Latina model, you're going to want to go and find a Latina model to go and take the followers from. People have preferences, don't they? So that is kind of how you really want to pitch yourselves. And as I say, when you're going through, don't filter it too much. The little accounts that look fake are usually the best ones, to be fair, because it's literally usually just people that have created a new account, so they can just follow loads of OnlyFans girls and obviously have their fun with that. So go find a model that kind of fits the niche, and you'll be absolutely grand, mate.
Yeah, so like even the ones with like 1.2 million followers and stuff, like as long
yeah,
as
different. Yeah. You're gonna want to push more for models of a similar. I say similar size. You're gonna want to be doing kind of 20k tops, anything less than that, because otherwise these models with 1.2 million, a lot of their followers will be bots. But secondly, it's really a scenario where if they've got 1.2 million followers, they're probably going to have a lot of people following them just for lifestyle content. Maybe by that point, they're definitely an influencer. Look at I can't think of an example. Let's say Lana Rhodes, for example, right? She's got OnlyFans. Her Instagram with however millions of followers, right? People follow Lana Rhodes for a variety of reasons. Maybe they like her vlogs with Mike Malak. They like her. She's got like different brands and stuff now. They watch her podcast, whatever. That is too broad at that point, right? You want to be kind of fixating it on, an account which is solely OnlyFans in the same niche as your model. So let's say you've got a blonde model from the UK, and you find a blonde model from the UK as well, who maybe has kind of 10k followers, is super active in the OnlyFans scene, she's got loads and loads of people. Another great one, go on to guys that are commenting on their posts. So if you have if you found like a blonde model, and your model's the same niche, go on to her recent, and you're going to get a load of creepy guys putting fucking heart emojis and shit on there. Go and follow all them, because that's going to be even more targeted, because quite clearly they're active, all right? So that's another little method as well. Go through the comment sections. All right?
And so just for these slave accounts, we make 10 of them, as it were.
Yeah, make as many as you want, man.
And then, so like, we just post a few reels. Is that it? Just Instagram reels?
Yeah, get your 24 posts on. Add a story to each account every day, and then when they make the TikToks, put a reel on every single account. It just massively increases the likelihood it's going to go viral. You can have as many mother slaves as you physically want. It gets difficult if you don't have staff. When you get past kind of 6 or 7, it's obviously quite a lot, because you've got like 6 or 7 accounts to go through. You could have 1,000 slave accounts. I wouldn't recommend it. There's not much point, but you could do. There's no limit to what you could be doing. The more, the better, really. So that's definitely something that don't be afraid of making loads. I mean, I just said, maybe if you're starting off, maybe try 5, see what your results get. You're getting good results. Do 10, 20, 30. Maybe get a virtual assistant on board to do it for you. But yeah, either way, bro. The more the merrier, as they say.
Yeah. So like, it doesn't really like matter like what type of post you put on them. Like, so just a few reels and like random posts and stuff.
Yeah,
that it, like
just make it look like an account, so long as the name is very much the same. So but just like a little extra word added on your grand mate, and obviously just tag the mother account over everything.
Yeah, that goes in the bio, does it as well? The mother account.
Yeah, in the bio, in the posts, in the fucking comments, everywhere.
Okay, grand.
So you're using like this, like pretty much the same username, but with like something else.
So let's say the OnlyFans model's name is George, right? So you're going to have George from one, which is going to be the main mother slave account. Then you're going to have Secret George. It's not George Private, George fucking, I don't know, whatever. George Shoots, George behind the scenes, everything like that. Same name, little suffix, little prefix. All right?
Yeah, I get it.
Cool. Good stuff, guys. Does that pretty much cover it for anyone? Has anyone got any more questions about this?
One more question.
Sure thing, man. So go for it, mate.
So does it matter if you use the same phone, or do you need to use different SIM cards, different phones when creating those accounts?
It literally doesn't matter, mate. Just keep adding them. It makes no difference at all. Because this isn't something really where you're getting that with let's say you're doing TikTok. It very much matters with SIMs and phones and stuff. But Instagram is obviously you're doing this organically, so it makes no difference at all. Literally just bang them all on the same phone for as many accounts as you can possibly do. Pretty sure you can even make accounts where you don't even need to put any like logins in. You just click like make a new account,
Like the same emails.
Yeah, whatever. It literally does not matter.
Okay, I know that all the slaves accounts has to lead to the mother account, correct? Even if it's TikTok. Okay.
Correct. So everything leads to the mother account. That's your money shot. That's going to be where most of the conversions are going to happen. That's going to be where you really build up the model solid. All right. Great stuff, guys. Let me stop that recording. Okay.